Good day. So back to working on Snippet Expander with Gleam and Wails. So let's bump to this up. And we are where we're at. So GST, yep, we've deleted a bunch of Svelte stuff and we're working on the Gleam front end. We are in the middle of making it work so that it can check to see whether the backend daemon is up and running. Snippet Expander has, in this case, we're working on the GUI app, but there's another daemon running in the background. We want to make sure that it's working. So we've done the work of checking whether the daemon is running through some FFI using the Wails IPC. If that doesn't make any sense, look at my intro video for this series. But there's a bit of JavaScript that just calls back into the Go app. And now we have a timer that runs every 5 seconds, and we're kicking it off after we do like this init. So where's the init? Here it is. So in the init, we do dispatch an is daemon message, which ends up here and does the is daemon test. And then after that, we maybe start the timer when we get the result back. And that timer just keeps on doing the tick, which then we are handling in this function here, and does is daemon running. So let's just continuously check in with the daemons running. So if I just quickly run our minimal app at the moment. So that's done the test and made sure everything is working. And if I switch back right at the top there, and if I just do a snippet expander stop, we should see within 5 seconds that goes away. Daemon isn't running. If I do a start, eventually it tests there. So that's cool. What I want to do now is let's do a stop. I want it so that this daemon isn't running. Actually looks like what I really want. So if I just start the actual snippet expander built with Svelte, this is what you'll get when the daemon's not running. Could not connect to the snippet expander daemon, and then an option to actually start the daemon. So I'm going to leave that like that for the moment. And we will then go and see if we can get the CSS for this into the Gleam app. And that's kind of the goal today. Make sure that I've got that. And we'll also need this text. Could not connect to snippet. That's going to be an interesting one. I think I have that coming from a bit of JavaScript. Not JavaScript, JSON, that I'm loading up through like a internationalization library in Svelte, something like that. So yeah, that'll be fun. We might have to fake that for the first bit. But anyway, okay, let's see where we're at. So we're up here now. If I just come out there, what have we got in the assets? I ported a bunch of stuff across, but not the CSS. Okay. Interesting. Oh, I know why. Yeah, hold on. No, come back here. I might have put it into dist. Yeah. Okay. So this is the CSS. It's just all Node stuff. Set up a bunch of variables for different things, like the primary colors and whatnot. So the one that we are going to be wanting is danger color, and then I guess warning as well. To sort of do some stuff around a div. And then have I got anything which is actually a got, all right, there we go. Utility, we've got a danger class there. And a warning. Okay, so that's what I can apply to a div and it will just make it look a bit like that sort of notice type thing, I think. So yeah, should do. That's fine. Yeah, and we've got at the bottom there just a very simple centered class, which we will probably want high up. So in there we also have an index. Did I already have a... Yeah, we did. Okay. So we've already linked in the global CSS here. So in theory, I should be able to start using it if it's actually been loaded. Okay. Cool. And what else have we got in there? We have frontend JS. Now that's generated. So that will be a bunch of almost gobbledygook. This is what is actually generated by Gleam and DS Gleam. And then I think right at the bottom is the main function. Yeah, that's what actually is used to kick off the app. And then if you look at main.js, that's all it does. So this is actually what's loaded up at runtime to actually kick off the app. So it just does main, basically. Okay. Well, in that case, let's go back into the source. And we'll open up the front end again. And down in the view, no, in the daemon running view, no daemon running view, I need to make this I might need to do a little bit of a wrapper in a minute, but we'll come to that because I think I'll do that right at the top level, because every view, every page as such in the Gleam app that I'm building is going to be initially centered, and then I'll probably want some sort of minimum border around it. So in that top view, just above the function I'm on now, I might have like a wrapper div that does sort of the very basic layout that I need. I'm just setting up the page, but we'll come to that. Okay, so here we have a div with no attributes yet, and then its content is purely text. Did I catch that? No, I didn't copy that text from the other one. Okay, but we'll just go with it for the moment. Now, I've got to remember what the deal is here. HTML attributes. let's go look at the docs. Xdocs Lustre, thank you. I'm pretty sure I just do attribute stuff. Yeah, so I should be able to do a Lustre class. I don't need classes, I think, at the moment. Can always change that later, I guess. So we'll start off with the class. To conditionally toggle classes on and off, you can use the classes function instead. Merge external the classes on them. Classes added later in the list will override class. All right, okay, that's interesting. So why is this conditional? You can provide multiple classes as a space-separated list, and any style rules that apply to any of the classes will be applied to the element. This function allows you to conditionally toggle classes on and off. Oh, it's got a boolean. Ha, okay. So it's a list of tuples where you have a class string and then whether you want them on or off. Okay, that's interesting. So you could derive your list and say, okay, just turn this one off at the moment. I guess that's quite good if you feel like you might end up with multiple. You might have like a class and classes, and so you might want to say, okay, no, this last apply is saying no and turning it off rather than just excluding the class. Okay, whatever. Let's see if I can get this in then. So I don't have it imported yet. And that is attribute. So I'll do a quick import Lustre attribute, and we'll go for class. And then down here, we'll just do class. Danger. Okay. No diagnostics. Make it. That's successful. And then, oh, that was danger. It's orange. Huh, okay. So I meant, did I have error? Bound to have had error. There we go. Okay, cool. Right, so now we need to get that centering in. So I'm guessing, what do I do here for a little wrapper? And do I want to do it here? I could do it in the HTML. I could also just do it here. Have a little nest in there in case I need to do anything interesting. Okay. So a quick look at the HTML. All right, at the moment I'm just hanging it off div ID app. Let's have a look at the CSS again. So the centered is setting everything up as flex in a column with everything centered. Okay. My goal here is to do as little changes to CSS and the basic HTML as possible. I just want to get all the mechanics working and just get something up and running. So it looks like the Svelte one, but using Gleam. Gleam and Lustre. So I don't want to touch this if I can. Let's I feel a bit weird about doing the changes here. But it would be very consistent across every page. So I could just, I mean, this is a container div, and I could just do a quick class centered. Let's see how that goes. Okay. No padding though. And it's not stretching out. Yeah, I don't like doing it at that level. That's going to get... I think I want more control in the Gleam app. So we'll take that out. Although, I could just set everything as 100%. I could do all the styling right up there. What did I do in the original? Let's see. Did I do anything in app? It's all script. Yeah, so that was clean. I mean, that's basically what I copied in. Didn't make any difference, any changes there. And then, what else did we do? That's all. Oh, I have a quick look in dist. Yeah, that's just the built version. Yeah, okay, that's fine. A little bit different setup there. So I bet I've got like a page component or something. Screen, I called it. Yeah, okay. It's a little while since I've been working on this. So yeah, okay. So in the svelte stuff, we've got centered. And then we've got the no connection notice there. And then on the screen, okay, we're setting it to 100% height, which makes sense. And then a row gap of 0.25. Rem. Okay. I wonder why I did that. I suppose that just makes it easy just to plonk in all the elements. Okay. But there's no... There's row gap. That means I'm still hitting the edges. Or not. So... no connection. Notice. Okay. Yeah, align self stretch. Right, so this is all stuff I kind of, what I should do is just copy this effectively. And set up things like a notice view and then a no connection notice view and all that kind of stuff, so that I have different types and just use the CSS that I've already got. Yeah, okay. All right, let's see if we can just get this one little notice up and running in something looking like it should. Okay, so we are going to be that's where that, so here we have 4 classes. We have the error, warning, success, and info, which is a list of classes. And we can turn them on and off. So that's already at a point where that little list of classes could be handy. if I can wrap my head around doing functional programming and manipulating that list again. Okay, right. Let's do like aligns. Let's just get this notice up and running. So align self stretch, margin top 0, and text align center. Okay. So we're going to need a notice view. And what do we want to do? We could pass in a notice type, actually. Because that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm passing in here. Right, just turn on the error. Let's do this. And then we're going to be returning an element. I guess with message, I mean, we might end up, I guess that's what you've got to do anyway, but I guess you could end up, yeah, we're going to be triggering things like, in that second notice, we're going to say, hey, go fire off the start daemon. Yeah, okay. Right, so it was an HTML P. No. Oh, I've probably got to go pull that in. No, I don't. That is right, isn't it? No information available. I don't know what that is then. Have I got the right thing? Oh, element. That's what I'm looking for. Dope. Element HTML. P. Wonder why that wasn't auto-completing for me. Sorry, not auto-completing. Showing me the docs. Weird. Okay. Right, so again, takes two things. So one is the attributes, and one is the content. So I will need some content. And that's going to be, oh, so that's going to get tricky. We're doing basically the same as this, a slot, which means we could pass in any element like, okay. Yeah, so if I look at the notice, the no connection, just passing in the string. This is the sort of translatable strings thing that I imported. Unspelt internationalization from above. Okay. So that's not, well, I guess it is a p tag, so it can just take text. Okay. Interesting. So, can I just call that element? Seems a bit. It might not like that, eh? What's the syntax error? I was expecting this. Found the keyword type, expected one of. Oh, yeah, reserved word. Okay. And it will now just be complaining. That's ignored. And it doesn't know the notice type yet. It requires one type argument, but none were provided. We'll come back to that. I have no idea what that's going to mean. Right, so we have a model. Now, what do I do about this then? I've got this like type, which is only for the view. Do I put that down here, or should I put that at the top? Ooh. All right, we'll do it here for the moment, because I might yeah. Okay. Let's just call it notice as well. Why not? So we're going to have usual stuff. Of info. We've got info, error, warning. Why is that? What's the other one I need? Error, warning, success, and info. Should do it in that order as well, because that makes sense to me. Why is it highlighted? Okay, and I might as well make it pub. get rid of type there now. Got it, notice. And then I guess we can do a little we can drive the classes. We only want one. So we could just do a quick case statement there. So let's say keep wanting to change it to type or class, and that's obviously not going to work out well. So let's have yeah, it might be a mistake me doing that pull-in of the attribute as class. I might want to prefix it all the time as HTML. Sorry, attribute. Although I'm going to use that a lot. Okay, naming is hard. Let's do just do notice class here. And then in case notice, and then we'll just do a simple yeah, I'm in trouble here, aren't I? Because that is, yeah, that's not going to work out well. Because you can have, I'll want to pull it, I'll be wanting to pull in errors. Yeah, yeah, I'm going to have to suffix these. Yeah, that's just too much, because I'm going to definitely be using it ever later as a result type. So yeah, I need to be careful there. Don't want to keep that notice. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be, yeah. Okay. So ever notice, thank you. Why are you not coming up? Warning. Q. Success. And info. And then we'll change that to success and info. Actually, info is our, no matter what, we'll just do that. So that's default. Otherwise, you have to say error, warning, or success. And then here, we're going to do a class of notice class. So what's this arity thing going on here? Unused private functions never used. An incorrect arity. Expected one type argument, got 0. Element requires one type argument, but none are provided. Okay. Just passing it through, I guess. Yeah, okay. So here we can I don't want to do the div here. I am going to yeah, I think what I'll do is I will just call notice view with an error notice. Just pass in the text. And that should be, in theory, return an element of message. Okay. What we want to do is do a wrapper here, I think. So that at the moment, in theory, should get me most of the way there. And then I need to do the wrapper to get the stretch. I then probably need to add some more CSS to the p tag. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what this got so far. Okay. So we've got it stretched. Have the notice. And then line self stretch. Margin top. And text align center. So I could put this into the global so that it's always available, but I think I'll try and keep it similar in that we have the view be almost a component. So here, I guess, now let's need to start looking at this. How do we do this with Lustre? So we're looking for attributes, I guess. Or are we? No, it's just CSS. So are we just doing style? Styles. Okay. Let's add that. And before we do that, we'll get, okay, we're going to want, no, I'm not using it yet. I was just thinking to myself, I'm going to need classes and whatnot, but we're not there yet. When we need it, we'll get it. So here, we're going to do styles. As another list, and it's just tuples. So here we want line self stretch, can't type this morning. Yep, and then margin top, and then text align. Margin top. I guess it is is it a string? Not really. I guess we'll see what happens there. And then another one. Forgotten what it is already. Text align. I'm probably going to find that there's a better way of doing this in a minute, but we'll get there. And this is center. Ooh. Oh. Oh. Okay. Myself, blah blah blah. Okay. What's that done to it? Okay, so it's in the middle now. Still way close to the edges though. So I do need to do that kind of wrapper stuff. Okay. So that was, God, my voice is weird today. So we've basically got that done. We actually have a notice, and that means excuse me, the no notice connection well, I mean, I've done that sort of already. That's kind of done. And then for screen, things get a little bit more complicated. So this is where I'm doing the stuff I'm already doing at the top level view. Where I'm going, okay, do we have the daemon running yet? And we're doing a case statement. And then we've got this other one saying, is daemon installed? Start daemon notice, start in. Oh, okay. That's interesting. I need to remember that when I do this bit where I have that little yellow notice, it obviously switches to say, do you want to start? To I am now starting, and then eventually, well, sorry, installing. No, starting, and then daemon not install notice. Okay, right. Starting daemon. All right. These are all like extras, and then we have the slot where we pull in the main content. But for the way I'm doing it in Gleam, I will have it so that these are just, it'll basically be in an if statement, and that slot kind of doesn't need to exist because we'll just have another top level view as such, almost top level view. It just says, right, here's the items and all that kind of stuff. So, okay, but we do have some CSS here on the screen. And that is a div that is centered. Okay. So what can I do? There's two different ways I could do this. So these top level views, the main view and the notice view, which I'm going to have to rename at some point. No, the main view and the no daemon running view. That's fine. I could give them the screen as a wrapper, and they could basically pass their, well, they could just pass their content into a screen view. Actually, we'll just create that screen view, which is going to be like this. And then we can use that wherever we want. So we will want yeah, okay, let's just do HTML div And we know we need a class centered. And then we're going to pass in an element. And so here, yeah. I think. Okay, I think we're okay there, but I'm going to have about the CSS. The further I go, the more and more I want to just do a global CSS file. Just do like a little bit of nesting in there. But it's kind of nice having it in each function as well. Just like in component stuff. Grab that. Then we'll have display flex. What else we got? Flex direction, row gap. Oops. Flex direction. Row. What am I doing? Is that right? No, column. Oh. My brain is already thinking that I'm due to wrap up. And starting to think about what I've got to do for work. So row gap 0.25. I'm just doing rem. Yeah, why not? And then here, so I forgot height 100%. Okay, right. So, got any diagnostics I have? Unused private function. Yeah, okay. So I'm not actually using this yet, but we do have a div which is centered. And And then inside it, everything is going to be within a flex column with a row gap and a higher 100% just to make sure that we fill it all up. So can I just do screen view model actually let's clean this up a little bit. That was to be a little bit janky. Let's do this. We'll do let, can I do that? Hopefully that doesn't do any masking type stuff, does it? And so we'll do a screen view of the model and the viewer one. Right, and no more diagnostics. Okay, it doesn't look any different. Got error, style. Let me patch this up so I can see a little bit better. So that's okay. Flex, blah, 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 height 100%. Okay, no extra stuff going on there. It's kind of looking okay. I mean, for the basics, I do need to find out why we're not getting any kind of border. I must have put that in somewhere else. But the basics are there. It's pulling in what we need. It knows the right colors and everything. It's got the primary text, it's got all the variables there. So it's doing the job. I just need to finesse it a little bit. Okay. That's fine. But just to the edge before I get started on my day if I can. So where did that come from? I'm not doing it here. Oh. Do I have any global stuff? Oh, where am I? Over here. That's interesting. Why is that doing that? Weird. There we go. I don't need that one. We have centered. Oh, I don't really have anything in here. I have some basic input stuff. Ah. No, that's okay. Seen that. That's fine. I don't have any padding though. Oh, right. Okay. Screen. Here you go. This is the bit I'm missing. I need to put that little style on the screen. Fine. Okay, we'll do that just now, and then it's done. So I'll just do another class because it says that they can compound, and we'll just call it screen. Where are we? Over here. There we go. Now we've got some border. That's great. Fine. Okay, that's good. That's enough for today. I need to get on with my work day. Smart. Okay, so next time we're going to want to let's do a little to-do here. I'll tell you what I need to do. Snippet expander start, and then back in here do DDR. There we go. In fact, I don't need debug remove. I can say fix up text for notice. And then what else do I want to do? I'm just going to say, I'm just going to like save. Yeah. To commit branch. Then I need to then get on with starting stuff. I should keep those quotes. I need that. Okay. That should give me an inkling as to what I want to do next. That little bit of fix up text, actually a little bit fun. I might have to do some JSON decoding and all that kind of stuff. So I might skip that and just do a quick change to that text, and then come back to that. I'm not sure. I mean, I should really just get it done. Do the JSON decoding of the all the strings, and see if I can whack that into a rather large type actually. So yeah, that's going to take a while. Might end up doing that like offline because that's just a bit of grunt work. But I can get the start done anyway. And then just finish it off some other time. But anyway, getting ahead of myself. I should get going now. So thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. Bye.